What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and we got to talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes defeating the Utah Utes 49-24. Another stellar game by Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders. The whole team really just coming out asserting their dominance on both sides of the ball early. Now Shador threw that pick, and I know a lot of people was clapping. Look at this Jason Whitlock tweet. Let's go, Utah. Let's go, Utah. And he's been Coach Prime's biggest critic, over the course of the last year or so. Coach Prime now, they only have two more games at Kansas. I know he'll be praying again next week. Then you got the game versus Oklahoma State. But Coach Prime and Colorado have turned this team around. Um, so we're gonna look at what LeBron had to say to all the haters. LeBron said, "I don't hear none of these at CU Buffs football and Deion Sanders haters being upfront and loud. They're in hiding now, laughing." Coach Prime said, "We coming? Well, is we here now? Love what's going on there in Boulder." And so LeBron has been sitting in Coach Prime's shoes all year. We've kind of seen the videos, Travis Hunter taking the LeBrons and all that type of stuff going on. But LeBron comes out, vocally supports Prime, and people gonna call Bron a bandwagon because we do see Bron do these type of things. He's with one team, then he's with the next team. But his statement holds true. A lot of people have been vocally critical of Prime, and they really poured it on last year when the team was struggling. But now people just want to be quiet and stay in hiding, and you can't do that. Paul Finebaum, I will give him this. He at least goes on national TV and eat the crow live on TV. Jason Whitlock and those guys, see, look at Jason Whitlock next tweet. Now he want to talk about church. He want to act like he's focusing on something more important than the thing that he's really watching. He's watching Deion Sanders and Utah play. Colorado and Utah play, but he's trying to deflect like it's something much more important going on to make you think he's not even thinking about that. But if Utah would have blew Colorado out, he had a series of tweets. This is why I don't respect that type of rhetoric that you spew online and what you spew it about. You talk about certain things, who he has at the games and all that, and you don't keep it at that. You try to say he's a bad football coach. And see, that's proving you to be a liar. And now there's an update on his timeline now. Somebody at him said, "You believe now?" He said, "It's Kansas week. Let's go Jayhawks." So I could say this. At least he's dedicated to being a hater. Like Deion Sanders Jr. said the other week, don't be part-time at a hater and hide behind a profile. Be great at it. And Jason Whitlock is being great at it. Now, this is what I would say about Jason Whitlock. You're an absolute scumbag for doing this, even if you don't like Coach Prime. Warren Sapp was coming on your show all year last year. And he's in a position. He's helped turn the defense around. His impact on the school has been felt. So you don't want you don't want Warren Sapp to win because you have this imaginary one-sided beef with Deion Sanders. See, that is scumbag. And sir, that is actually very Christian of you to have a brother that would come on your podcast, grace your show, and you guys have a decent relationship. You see him thriving, but your hate for Deion won't allow you to clap for your boy Warren Sapp. With friends like you, who needs enemies, right?
I just watched Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffalo score 49 points on the best defense in the Big 12. Utah is one of the best defenses in the country. And in honor of that, I'm about to put on these Jordans. These are the ones that I wore to Boulder last year to see Deion, to talk to Deion on Undisputed. And he called these Jordans Colorado Buffalo Jordans. And I'm about to put them on in honor of a team that is now the hottest team in America. The biggest story in America is Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffaloes. They're going to win out. They got a tough game at Kansas next week. They're going to win it. They're going to beat Oklahoma State, what's left of Oklahoma State. in the finale. They're going to win the Big 12 championship. They're going to be in the playoffs, as I predicted they would be before the season started, because they have the two best players in all of college football. Travis Hunter is the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman. He had another monster game today, but I got to tell you, help me out here. Why is Shedeur Sanders not getting more love for the Heisman? Look at his numbers, 24 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He was spectacular again today. His numbers are right there with Dylan Gabriel's, right there with Jackson Dart's. Help me out. Why isn't he at least in the conversation? Maybe Shedeur and Travis could share this year's Heisman. That's how good both of them are. Help me out. Why isn't this happening? This team is on a roll. It blew an early season game at Nebraska. That was by far its worst. It struggled with Baylor at home. A bad non-called interference would have probably won them the game. They lost 38-31. And now they just get better and better and better by the week. Remember what happened last year? They got annihilated at Oregon, and Dan Lanning took shots at Deion Sanders. Remember that? I would love to see them play Oregon now. I would love to see what happened in a playoff game between Oregon and Colorado, because my money would be on Colorado. I just hope I get to see that, because this team is serious business. Deion Sanders can flat out coach his tail off. We knew he could motivate, but he can coach. This team is the story of college football. You better wake up, college football.
Yo, take a seat in my dressing room. We got to talk about it. Colorado, 2 games away from the Big 12 championship game. All they got to do now, beat Kansas. Kansas 3-6. Beat Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is 3-7. Beat those 2 teams, and they are in the Big 12 championship game versus BYU. You beat BYU now. You in the college football playoff, baby. Think about this. Colorado was picked to finish 11th. 11th in the Big 12, and now they just 2 games away from a championship game and then a college football playoff appearance. They smacking Utah right now, beating them boys down. If you hate Deion Sanders, I'm sorry for you. If you hate Shedeur Sanders, I'm sorry for you. If you hate Travis Hunter, I'm sorry for you. Colorado, they in business. And boy, they look good with a T at the end. Let's go, Buffs.
Skip Bayless brought up a very, very interesting point, guys. What if they do play Dan Lanning in the college football playoff? Could you imagine the implications of that game? Everything that was said last year, how that game went last year. Much improved Colorado team and the stakes at hand. Man, I would love to see them play. Oregon is number 1 right now in the entire nation, but that's a good point, Skip. I would love to see that materialize and for Colorado to get to the point where they have an opportunity to play Oregon this year. I think that game would break. It'll be like Netflix during the Mike Tyson fight. You'd be having outages and all kinds of stuff with the amount of people watching that game, So I do want to see that. I want to see Shedeur, and Travis get their revenge on them. Miller was phenomenal today. Buffalo's just high-powered, man. High-powered offense. High-powered offense. And some of the defensive players now that they have are able to make game-changing plays, sacks, cause people to fumble, picks, all kinds of stuff, So they are getting more solid every single day, and you can see how winning is contagious. That's one of those things where you start to build the winning habits. You learn how to finish games. You learn how to chip away at leads. You learn how to come out and assert your dominance early. And that's what they've been doing. They've kind of been leaning on that model, coming out, putting their foot on the opponent early. But even was it last week's game where they had to chip back into the game. They fell down, was it 14-3 or something like that? Came back and won. So they're learning how to win every style of game. And there's a certain level of poise, confidence, and what's the word I'm looking for? Resilience that exists in that locker room now that wasn't there last year. And it's due to the quality of players, the quality of the coaching staff, and just a year to build, right? Because Coach Prime got there in December last year, but having a full season, a full off season has paid dividends, and also the experience they collectively brought back this year. All of those factors in the transfer portal include that. Getting Jordan Seaton, getting even the walk on freshman kid, right? All these factors have contributed to Colorado now being in the driver's seat, have to win at Kansas, have to win, um, the home game versus Oklahoma State, then play BYU for the Big 12 title. You can win that game. You're in the college football playoff, point blank, period. Nobody holds the keys to your car but you. And that's the only position you can ask to be in at this point. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.